Well guys, it's time to reveal our full build, the 41 2025 Jeep Wrangler that Jeep should have built. Well guys, if you haven't been following along on the channel, what we tried to do was pick up a brand new 2025 Jeep Wrangler 2-door in the brand new 41 color. Now that 41 color is a throwback to the 1941 Willys MB, and it's pretty much an exact match, besides the fact that many people have pointed out it's a gloss paint instead of a flat paint. With this build, right away from the start, we drove home when we first checked this build out, and we're like, if we pick this up, we need to make this a homage to the World War II veterans, and honestly all veterans that served, but primarily World War II because the color is spot on. And then the drawing board started. How are we going to do this? How are we going to build a 2025 Wrangler that mocks a 1941 Willys MB or looks close to it? And then throw in all these modern touches and also be able to build a Jeep that's comfortable to drive, that we can cruise around in, and that doesn't look overdone. I think a lot of these Jeeps can quickly get overdone, especially with one of these heritage ones, or they're not done enough to where it's just kind of a couple little decals on it and you can't really tell what it was. We wanted to try to find that perfect happy medium and really make this Jeep something special. So right away, the first thing we did to this, and I hope you guys got a chance to check that out, is we installed basically everything we could color matched. We worked with our friends at Distinction Applied and got everything we could in the 41 clear coat, because back in the day, everything on this Jeep would have been 41 or olive drab color. The biggest thing that we changed was the front grille. It already had, of course, the modern updated grille. However, Brian and his team down at Distinction Applied paint matched the entire thing, which is the way that it would have came from back in the day. And honestly, it just looks really cool on the front end of this Jeep. The rest of the parts on that were all just color matched. And then a really cool touch, we actually incorporated anvil into the trail rated and Jeep letters. The original navy blue drab would have been found on the 1941 Jeep, and it looks very close to anvil, so we just wanted to tie that in, kind of give it a little bit of a touch there, and then add everything else color matched on the outside, including keeping the halogen headlights, and then even paint matching the halogen taillights. A lot of really cool touches went on to the outside. And then the biggest ones started to change. So after we paint matched everything, came the fully custom Black Rhino wheels. Now we went with a wheel that looked very reminiscent of the old school wheel, had no slots in it, and is actually, I believe, called the Black Rhino solid wheel. And then we sent them down to Distinction Applied and had those paint matched as well. They had a similar color to our Jeep, but as Joe and Ben down the street at our friends like to say, if it's too close of a color but not a perfect match, it just won't look right. So Brian painted the entire things up. He even went on and got them all polished, made these things look perfect. So we got a set of 5 of those, mounted them up with our good friends at B&M Off-Road with a set of 2, Ryan, insert the metric size because my brain is fried right now. It's like a 35 by 10.5 on 17-inch Mickey Thompson Baja Boss AT, and that completed that tall, narrow look that we were going for on the Jeep. Now after that, we stuck around close to B&M Off-Road and went right down the street to Joe and Alex at Locked and Loaded 4x4, and they completely, with my Hooters napkin sketch, made the front and rear bumpers. We started off with C6 by 13 channel, which if you guys are anything into steel, you know is insanely strong. This stuff is like almost a 1/2 inch thick on the front face. That's what we wanted with this Jeep. We wanted it to be super well built, but the thing with the old Jeeps is they were only 4-foot C-channel, or 4-inch C-channel, I say. These had to be a little bit taller because the frame horns and the frame rails are a lot bigger on a modern Jeep. On the front, they fabbed it up super slick with some 2x2 square tubing on the back, welded in studs, and made the entire front face completely flush. The only thing we decided to upgrade, which wouldn't have been back in the day, was we added a winch. So we had to go through the trials and tribulations of finding a winch plate, cutting out the slot, and then putting on our groove fair lead from our friends at Yankum Rope. So really cool touch on the front. But then on the back, that's where all sorts of fun happened. I wanted to offset the back tire on the Jeep. So back in the day, the Willys MB had an offset tire. It was off to the passenger side and then a jerry can on the left. The easy part back in the day is that they had a solid tub. There was no tailgate to open. Our Jeep, of course, has a tailgate. So we decided to do a 90-degree swing out where it almost swings all the way down, touches the ground. You can open up the tailgate and then close it up when you need to. The cool thing with that is we actually incorporated as well 2 hitch receivers on the left hand and the right hand side, making the entire rear bumper modular, meaning that if we want to take the tire carrier off, we can completely do so with the removal of a hitch pin on the right hand side. That was super cool. It took a lot of thinking, a lot of engineering to get that done, and we're just so happy with how that turned out in the back. And the guys at Locked and Loaded even went so far as to cut our logo out on the table and incorporate it into a gusset, Dirt Road CRED on there. Those guys are never ending with the surprises, and how cool is that to have our logo and their support with this build. So if you guys are looking for work in the local Collegeville, PA area, or even out of the area, hit up Joe and his team at Locked and Loaded 4x4. They do a fantastic job. But after that, we got them back. They were raw steel, and then we got a nice little pallet of some Moto-Built goodies. We didn't really show people what we were going with, but we went with a set of Moto-Built front and rear steel standard fender flares with aluminum inner fenders. Got all those kind of mocked up into place like you should with any fender and inner fender. Dropped everything off, including the bumpers, down at our friends to get them powder coated, and they sent it back in a beautiful satin black. After that though, it wasn't over yet. We were able to get the inner fenders on and all that, but we took it one step further and actually rolled on the 41 clear coat paint. Now we had a local paint shop match that up to us. We took the cowl panel off, walked it into the paint shop. They actually used a laser and a computer to scan it, got it to damn near a perfect match. It's insane how close that was. And everyone, there was even one comment, they were like, how Pennsylvania of you to roll on paint onto a vehicle. But it rolled on well, and I have a can of it right over there for touch-up. So whenever it gets rock chips, like it's got a few now, I can easily touch it up. So we did that on the front bumper, rear bumper, the exterior of the fender flares, and did that all in a 41 paint, and it turned out super, super cool. We even gave a little accent. Everyone's been asking why the white and the red on the side there. The white and the red has to do with the military theme as well as the medical theme of this Jeep. So it's much like a first aid kit or the medical caducus that spins around. The serpentine is always white and red. So a little bit of flair on that as well. We got everything bolted up. And some people hated those fenders. I love them. I think it really completed the look and just opened it up for those 35s to let them breathe a little bit more. After that though, it was time to add some decals. What World War II themed Jeep is complete without all of the proper military stencils? So we ordered that from a website, got them all in, and then our buddy Jordan right down the road was able to install everything for us. That turned out beautifully and really wasn't icing on the cake. Regardless of all those decals, there is a separate video where you can see all the history and what they mean. There's a lot of cool heritage on this Jeep, and if you guys go through the build playlist, you will see what other decals mean. We've got a lot of smaller ones on there that have some really good sentimental value to us, and they're really cool on the build. So if you're wondering what those other little ones are, I'm going to tell you, go back and watch the videos because you will not want to miss any of the videos. They're all really cool on this Jeep. And then it was kind of time to tackle a little bit of the interior. The smallest piece was obviously doing the Wolf Box digital rear view as well as that dash camera, which has been working great for the past month or two. It's really fantastic to be able to see a clear digital representation of what's behind us. And then we really decided to go crazy and install all of our own cat skin leather. Stripped all the factory cloth off the seats, installed those with a ton of hog rings and a ton of learning and swearing throughout the way, but a beautiful leather on the inside that we're extremely happy with. I think it looks fantastic on there, and that's the first time I've really ripped that far into a JL to do leather, mind you a 2025 that I've never touched. But all that leads up to Alex from Locked and Loaded coming down last night at the last minute to install 2 separate parts. And the reason we couldn't knock it out ourselves, well, let's talk about it now. We have been tirelessly coming out with the 4-door floor light kit, or the all-vehicle floor light kit. We've been not calling it a 4-door because you can technically run it on a 2-door. We've been making these all downstairs. They're all handmade. Most of the components all come from the USA as well, so we have to say assembled in the USA when Ryan, both of our hands are absolutely fried from doing this. Custom boxes, new decals, all sorts of really cool stuff, and the ability to light up now the rear footwells and still have that plug-and-play availability. We will bring these down to Daytona Jeep Beach, and we have a limited supply. This is probably going to be like a limited edition thing, Ryan, because It takes us so long to do these things. So if you guys see them, if they're available, you're gonna wanna check them out. So we will bring those down to Daytona. We'll have them on site with us and you'll be able to pick up a set. And don't worry, for you guys watching this that aren't in Daytona, we will also have them on the website very soon with probably a pre-order coming out. That's the reason Alex had to come down and give us a hand doing this. He knocked out 2 big items. The first one, and then we'll get to the really cool one. He knocked out our armor light. I didn't think he was gonna have time to do armor light, but he decided, he was like, screw it, I'm in, let's do it, let's go live. I'm gonna throw this armor light in, and he was here till about midnight doing that. So the armor light looks fantastic. Huge props to Armorlight for always supporting the channel, and we love it in all of our Jeeps. So Armorlight hooked us up with a free set for this 2-door. They heard the military build and they're like, yeah, it's gotta have waterproof washout floors. But then the big one, everyone's been asking about this. Every comment I read is, when are you gonna put a tan soft top on it? My goodness, if you don't realize how hard it is to find a 2-door JL tan soft top, it's nearly impossible. And then when you do, the prices on them are almost as expensive as a new one. We looked at Best Top, we looked at Sun Top, we looked at all sorts of other companies, and none of them really match the same color as the tan twill. My dad has it on his Jeep, so that's the color we wanted. We wanted tan twill. Here's a problem. You have to buy the soft top deck separate and the windows separate, and then actually replace the soft top deck material and put it on the original frame. This stuff is very expensive too. I think we probably have close to $2,000 wrapped up into this top. But let me tell you, Alex was out here drilling out rivets, taking the soft top frame off and really knocking it out and doing all those hard bits and pieces while we were inside making the kits. And he knocked it out of the park. The 2-door JL tan soft top is the icing on the cake of this build and absolutely completes it. You guys have been asking for it, so we decided to take the plunge, spend the money, even though it's a lot of money to put a tan soft top on. But that, I think, was the last piece of the exterior and almost the last piece of this Jeep. We've got a couple little things we're gonna do on the inside of it just to kind of clean it up and make it a little bit more custom. But that was the big one. Well guys, as we wrap this up though, how cool is it? I mean, it's a huge thing for myself, for Ryan, to actually take an idea like this 4 months later, run with it, and turn it into an absolute masterpiece in our opinion. I cannot express how thankful we are to all of our vendors, to all of our friends, and then all of the military veterans that have sent out so much love and support, beautiful stories, heart-wrenching stories that had me, I don't want to tear up now, but this Jeep has blood, sweat, and literal tears in that build. And it's because of you and everyone watching this channel that we're able to do so. This makes a perfect homage and a perfect way to honor our World War II veterans and let them kind of be here with us today. So we're excited to be able to finish this up. And if you guys want to see this Jeep next week, or actually this week, now that this is going live, be sure to pop by at the Daytona Beach Distinction Applied booth. We will be inside with Distinction Applied, and this is our first time show debut for this vehicle. So if you want to get your eyes on it, see it in person, and really see what we were able to accomplish, make sure to stop by, and we would absolutely love to meet you guys. It'll also be at the Tennessee show, as well as a few other smaller ones in the summer, and then maybe it'll be at SEMA. It's probably about a 99.9% chance. We'll talk about more on that later. But let us know down below in the comments if we nailed it and we built the Jeep that Jeep should have built. I think we did, Ryan thinks we did, and everyone that's seen this Jeep within the past day that it's had the tan soft top and really buttoned up, absolutely agree. So let us know down below in the comments. A huge thank you to everyone that has watched this video, also participated in this build. If you want to see any other details, go back through, check out the playlist, and let us know what you think. Now until next time though, Ryan's behind the camera, I'm here talking to you. We want you to get out there and earn yours.